Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're diving into a question that's probably crossed your mind more than once. In a world where every click feels tracked, can any tool really offer permanent privacy online? We're going to unpack the InBrowser app, which calls itself a private browse solution from PIA, to see if it lives up to that pretty bold promise. Our mission today is pretty clear. We want to figure out how a dedicated privacy browser like InBrowser actually works. What makes it unique, maybe, and where does it fit into the ever-growing toolkit of online privacy stuff? By the end of this, you should have some really solid insights into how a specific tool can genuinely help you take control of that digital footprint. So, can privacy really be a default setting? Let's find out.
It's a really critical question because, like you said, our digital lives are just so intertwined with data now, and understanding not just what a tool claims it does, but why its design choices matter. That really empowers you, the listener, to navigate the web with, much greater confidence. This is about being informed, right? Not just blindly using a tool.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's start with InBrowser's core idea. Its foundational philosophy, permanent privacy. This browser isn't just capable of private browsing, it's like built for it from the ground up. It's designed specifically to make sure no traces of your online activity are ever saved. But here's the thing that really caught my eye. It's permanent private mode. Usually in Chrome or Firefox, incognito is an option, something you have to actively choose. Within browser, it's the only mode. It's always on. It means every session starts clean every single time. Does this always on thing force a kind of shift in how people use it compared to what we're used to?
Oh, absolutely does, yeah. This always-on approach, it's not just a convenience feature. It really forces a fundamental shift. You're not having to remember to activate privacy. You're sort of living in a privacy-first environment by default. It really challenges the design philosophy of most mainstream browsers, which, let's be honest, often prioritize data collection. And if we look at the mechanics behind it, the automatic data deletion is absolutely key. The second you exit the app, all that browse data, your history, your cookies, session data, poof, it's automatically wiped clean.
Right.
And those cookies and session data, those are the digital breadcrumbs, They let sites track your behavior, remember your login, maybe build a profile. Wiping them is just crucial for true anonymity from one session to the next. It ensures there's no digital residue left behind on your actual device.
It reminds me of that feeling when you accidentally leave a tab open on a shared computer, that sort of instant panic. This automatic gated deletion sounds like it just eliminates that whole worry. But InBrowser doesn't just stop at local data, right? It includes some more advanced features, things dealing with how your traffic actually moves across the internet, like Tor support, the Onion Writer, which it offers through the Orbot app. That's about enhancing anonymity. Yeah.
It's exactly right. Toro, it works by routing your internet traffic through this huge worldwide network of volunteer-run relays. It essentially bounces your data around several different servers, adding layers of encryption at each hop. This multi-layered encryption is what really secures the connection and obscures your true location and identity. It's particularly useful if you're trying to bypass restrictions, say, from your ISP or even government censorship. It gives you a significant layer of anonymity.
Right.
Though it's worth mentioning, for the average user, the trade-off is often speed. Because your data is taking a more complex route.
So it's basically a high-tech game of hide and seek for your data stream. That's powerful stuff. But then InBrowser has this other feature, one that might seem a bit counterintuitive for a privacy tool, agent cloaking. It lets websites think your device is browsing from something really common like Chrome or Internet Explorer or Firefox. Why would a privacy browser want to pretend to be something else? Seems odd.
Yeah, it does seem odd at first glance, but that's an excellent question, and it really gets at the practical challenges of online privacy. You see, some websites might actually block or limit what you can do if they detect a less common browser or one they know is specifically designed for privacy.
Oh, okay.
So agent cloaking is kind of a clever tactic. It's part of that ongoing cat and mouse game between privacy tools and website tracking or blocking. It adds a layer of just practical usability. It helps you access those sites without necessarily giving up the underlying privacy features. It's about being private and functional, sort of blending into the crowd without leaving your actual trail.
I see the logic there now. That's quite clever. And for even more, like personal security on the device itself, it includes biometrics protection. Lets you lock access to your favorite sites within the app using your fingerprint or Face ID. That's a nice touch. Okay, so all this talk of privacy, anonymity, TOR, it might make some people think, okay, is this thing going to be a pain to use? Does the privacy come at the cost of the user experience we kind of expect now? Let's shift gears a bit. Usability and convenience. InBrowser offers tabbed browse, so you can manage multiple web pages easily in one session. Pretty standard, but good it's there. And for anyone watching videos, there's in-app video playback. You can play videos right inside the app. And crucially, just like the browsing data, those video plays leave no trace after you exit.
Right, and this often leads to a common question, so let's clarify the download capabilities. Yes, you absolutely can download files, images, videos directly to your device, like to your SD card or internal storage.
Yeah.
But it's really important to understand the distinction here. While your session data history, cookies, all that temporary stuff from browsing gets wiped when you exit, the files you chose to download stay right where you save them on your device.
Ah, gotcha.
The automatic deletion applies to the browsing session itself, not the permanent files you intentionally save. Your downloaded holiday photos won't just vanish.
Good. Good to know my files aren't part of the Digital Disappearing Act. Visually, the app seems to have a minimalistic design. The description says it's clean, ad-free, and really maximizes screen space for browsing. Sounds nice. It also offers integration with password managers like LastPass, which is pretty essential these days for managing passwords easily. And it supports various search engine options, including privacy-focused ones like DuckDuckGo and Startpage, but also the usual suspects: Bing, Google, Yahoo.
And having those multiple search engine options, especially the privacy-focused ones like DuckDuckGo and Startpage, is actually pretty significant. Those engines are specifically designed not to track your searches or personal info. So that aligns perfectly with InBrowser's whole privacy mission. It gives you control over yet another layer of your digital footprint, the search layer.
Okay, so InBrowser is clearly a pretty robust private browser on its own merits. But it's also part of a bigger picture, right? It's developed by PIA, Private Internet Access, Inc. What's interesting, though, is that InBrowser itself is completely free. So that makes you wonder, what's the strategy there for PIA?
Yeah, that's a good point. And it really highlights PIA's strategic intent, I think. InBrowser serves as a way for them to, well, educate users about online privacy in a very practical, hands-on way. It's kind of a foundational tool. It's designed to get people thinking about their digital security, maybe become more aware of the issues, and naturally raise awareness about their main service. Think of it as a really excellent sort of on-ramp into the world of better online privacy.
And their main service, as you mentioned, is that paid subscription VPN virtual private network service. Yeah. PIA is pretty well known for offering encrypted connections, masking your IP address, all that stuff for better online security and privacy.
Exactly. So if you look at the bigger picture, InBrowser acts as this privacy-focused browser that really complements the broader solutions PIA offers. It's crucial to make the distinction, though. A private browser like InBrowser primarily manages your local data and makes sure no traces are left on your device from your browsing session.
Right.
A VPN, on the other hand, encrypts your entire internet connection and masks your IP address. It protects your traffic as it travels across the internet. They really work hand in hand to provide more comprehensive online privacy. It's like having, a secure car and a hidden road. You need both for the full effect.
What a fascinating deep dive into InBrowser. We've seen how it really commits to privacy. Features like that permanent private mode, the automatic data deletion, even TOR support, all while trying to maintain a pretty user-friendly and convenient experience. It really does challenge the default settings of our everyday browsing habits.
And stepping back to see the broader context, tools like InBrowser are more than just apps. They really empower you to take a more active role in managing your online presence, your digital footprint, understanding these specific tools, what they do, what they don't do, their distinct roles. It's a really important step towards becoming a more informed digital citizen, especially in a world that's constantly trying to collect your data.
Absolutely. So as you go about your day, maybe think about this. In a world seemingly built on tracking, how much control do you truly have over your digital footprint? And what steps could you take to manage it better, building on what we've unpacked today about tools like InBrowser and maybe complementary solutions like VPNs? Something to think about. Until next time, stay curious.